Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today we'll discuss about simple past versus present perfect. आजचा आहे आम्ही simple past और present perfect बीच कुछ differences करू बात analyze करसों. So simple past को structure रखने को example. Similarly, we'll discuss about present perfect, its definition and some of its usage and examples. But before I start my lecture, my as usual request to you all is, if you are new to this channel and if you have not subscribed the channel yet, and if you like the video at the end, please don't forget to subscribe the channel and hit that bell icon. And if you like the video, please don't forget to share among your friends. Okay, so let's start our discussion. Okay, so simple past versus present perfect. So when do we use is tense in English? So we will discuss this thing today. Okay, so now remember, before we start our lecture or video, we know that each tense has its own distinct usage, particular usage based on the situation and based on the context we use each tense. So we simply cannot like outrightly deny the use of each tense. So we know that there are three tenses and each tense again has 12 types, and each tense out of that 12 tense, those 12 tense has its distinct use. Okay, so now let's discuss. So here we use we use simple past for action that happened in the past and is over, done and finished. So my dear students, remember this, that we use simple past to refer to any action that happened in the past, and that action so refers that it is over, done or finished. Similarly, we use present perfect. We use present perfect for action that started in the past but is still true today. So if we have to talk about example of simple past, so basically what we do is we use any subject like see. So then we use any past verb. So what is past verb again? My dear students, past verb means verb to or second form of the action verb. She visited the market. She visited the market yesterday. Okay. So here it's an example of past simple. Similarly, so now this action shows that the job of visiting has been over now. It is no longer there. Similarly, present perfect. So same sentence can be expressed in present perfect. Visited she has visited the temple. Okay, she has visited the temple recently. So now see here, in present perfect what we do is we, according to subject, use either has or have auxiliary. So as we discussed in present simple, if subject is singular, of course we use auxiliary has, and if subject is plural we use auxiliary have. And then we used verb 3 or past participle of the action verb. So this is how we form any sentence in present perfect. So I have like done this, I have done that, she has, he has. Okay, we'll discuss all that in coming section. Okay, now let's start with the definition. So talking from simple past always refers to an action or situation that is finished. Please remember this word. So if we have to refer to any action that is finished or over or done, then we use past simple or simple past to refer that. So again, what is the structure of past simple? Structure of past simple is we use second form of the action verb. So this one is the most important. Which form of the verb we use? We use second form of the action verb. Of course, there are five types of action verb: verb 1, verb 2, verb 3, verb 4 and verb 5. Verb 1 is also known as root verb. Okay, so verb 2 is also known as past verb. Verb 3 is also known as past participle. Many of the times, so you are asked question in the exam to change certain given verb in question into past participle and present participle. Verb 4 or verb ing is also known as present participle. Okay, so got it. Now verb 5 alone is also known as present verb. Okay. So suppose verb hung is there. Okay. So, and if you are asked to change it, change it into verb 3 or past participle and present participle, what will be here? Its past participle will be hanged, hanged. And so then another hanged, sorry, hung, hung. Okay, and then hanging. So now it's past participle and it's present participle. Similarly, suppose find, and now if we have to change this verb into past participle, then found, finding. So sometimes we are asked to change certain given verb into past participle and present participle. Remember there, students, past participle means so verb 3 and present participle means verb 4. Okay. So similarly, let's take another example. Suppose example of, okay, like go. Okay, go. So what will be its past participle verb 3 form? Gone, gone. And what will be its present participle form? Ing form? Going, going. Okay. So now these are the examples. Now, my dear students, so let's move ahead and discuss another thing. So discussing another thing, what we find is present perfect connects. Now another present perfect connects the past and the present. It is used to show that an action or situation in the past that continues today or might happen again. So what is the very basic difference between past simple and present perfect? The very basic difference is that past simple is used to refer to any action that is finished, done or over, and present perfect is used to refer to any action that started, that began already in the past and is still true in some sense, or still continuing, or still has some impact at present moment. So that's the difference. Simple past means any action that is completely over, and present perfect any action that has already started and that has still some impact at present, at the moment of expressing or at the moment of writing somehow. So now let's compare these two types of sentences. Here first one is Sarah lived in Boston for 5 years. So which tense is it? Of course it's in simple past. Why? Because our verb here is verb to lived. So we know that when we use verb to in any sentence, it comes under the past simple. Then similarly, Sarah has lived. See here, has auxiliary and then past participle. Sarah has lived in Boston for 5 years. So now first sentence is the example of past simple. Second sentence is the example of present perfect. Okay, so the first sentence, of course, we have discussed this. Now similarly, what is the meaning? By using simple past tense, of course, we mean that Sarah started living in Boston 5 years ago, and then she moved from there, and now she does not live there anymore. Okay, she lives in another different city. And now, so remember that past simple is used for a situation that is over, that is finished, and that is done. So got it? I hope you are getting the point. Now next one, if we talk about present perfect of the same like previously discussed sentence. So by using that kind of sentence, like using by using this, Sarah has lived in Boston for 5 years. What we mean? We mean that Sarah began living in Boston 5 years ago and she still lives there. So remember that present perfect connects the past with present. Okay. Now moving ahead, again we use simple past with time words like yesterday, last Saturday, last week, last month, last year, etc. Remember that whenever you see yesterday in any sentence, or last Saturday, last week, last month, last year, so the verb will be there, or verb must be there in its verb to form. Simple past means verb to. Okay, so see here, ago, when I was, in 1990. So when we have this kind of past date or time references, we use past simple. Like ago, I lived there or I taught in that place 3 years ago. When I was 12 years old, I was very shy. In 1990, there was a big, huge earthquake. Okay, similarly, we use present perfect with time words like recently, lately, since, so far this week, month, year, so far this week, so far this month, so far this year. So we use these kind of words or phrases with present perfect. So like I have recently visited that place, so I have recently seen him, and then lately she has come up with her mind. Lately she has come up with the idea of going to foreign university. So since I have not completed my assignment, I have not submitted it. So we use these kind of words with present perfect. Okay. So now let's talk about some additional notes of present perfect. So we often use present perfect to say that something happened sooner than expected. Suppose look here, example we have, if like Jan says that don't forget to mail that letter, and Tom says that I have already mailed it. Which structure he uses? Tom has used the structure of present perfect. Look here, here we have a special word already. Already means that something has already happened before expected. Okay, time. Now look here. So here the speaker Tom has used present perfect. So we use present perfect to refer to some action that happens sooner than expected. Okay, like she has she has already she has already got two kids. Okay, he has already he has already got a car. So why doesn't he need to buy? Yes or not? Then we have already discussed we have already discussed this issue. Okay, so these are some examples. Now we often use present perfect to say that we have never done something at any time in the past. So we use this adverb of frequency never to express anything in present perfect form. Like I have never visited London. See here, use of this word never. So I have never been to there. I have, or we can say I have never tasted I have never tasted pizza. Okay, so I have never uh, been to Hong Kong. Okay, similarly, I have never experienced I have never experienced, okay, sea surf sea surfing. I have never been to shopping. I have never been to shopping at brand brand stores. Brand store. So these are some of examples where we use present perfect to express that we have never, or somebody has never done, or we have never done something. Similarly, we often use present perfect with expression this is the first time. So we use this is the first time and after that we use present perfect. Like Leonard is nervous. This is the first time he has flown on an airplane. Okay. She is nervous. Why? This is the first time. Okay. This is the first time she has danced on the stage. So this is she is nervous. This is the first time she has danced on the stage. This is the first time she has performed on the stage. Okay. So now he is delighted. Why? This is the first time. This is the first time he has won any prize. See here, has won, has plus verb 3, and see here, has plus verb 3, has done. So has, have, and then past participle is the core structure for any action to be expressed in present perfect form. Okay. So how to use has and have? Of course we know the very basic thing. So if subject is singular, okay, if subject is singular we have to use has. Like she has will be here, he has, it has. Similarly, if subject is plural we use have. Like we have, they have. So singular subject they take has and then past participle, and plural subject they take have and then past participle. Okay, except some exceptional subjects like I and singular form of you. Okay, so now next thing, we often use present perfect with ever and never. We already have discussed that we use present perfect with such words ever and never. Okay, so like this is the first time. This is the first time I have ever climbed a steep hill. Okay. So, and regarding never, we have already discussed. Like here, we have an example. Patricia says, "Have you ever played tennis?" Linda says, "No, I have never played tennis before." Okay, but I would like to learn. So remember now, if you are talking about a specific time in the past, yesterday, last month, you cannot use present perfect. Of course, as we have already discussed that when you are talking about specific time in the past using these kind of words, yesterday, last month, last week, last day, last night, always use past simple, don't use present perfect. Okay. So now talking about structure, of course we have already discussed we have to use first subject. Okay, then according to subject either we have to use has or we have to use have. Then we use verb 3. Okay, so then direct and indirect objects of our choice. So see here, third person singular subjects, he, she, it, or any singular referring subject, they should take they take has, and then past participle means third form of the action verb. Similarly, I, you, and plural subjects they take what? They take have and then past participle. Okay, so now clear? I hope now you are clear. So don't get confused. When we have to express any action using present perfect form, then we have to be careful. We have to be careful about subject. If subject is singular, then we have to use has and past participle. If subject is plural, then we have to use have and past participle. But it's not in case of past simple. In case of past simple, so we don't look about subject whether it's singular or plural. We just use verb to with any subject, so that's not difficult there. But in present perfect, we have to be careful regarding subject. Okay, so if we have to make negative of present perfect, of course, what we will be doing we will be so adding not after has or haven't. Like if I write a sentence, she has so completed, she has completed all her assignment. She has completed all her assignment. Now see here, has plus verb 3. So it's in affirmative form. If we are asked to change it into negative, so how can we change? We just need to add n or t not after it and we can change it into negative. She hasn't completed any of her assignment or all her assignment. Okay. So now similarly, okay, we have we have seen that before. We have seen that before. What will be its negative? We haven't, okay, seen that before. Now this is the rule. Similarly, okay, you have known it. You have known it. What will be its negative? You haven't known it. You haven't known it. Okay. So similarly, now let's talk about interrogative form of present perfect. And now talking about interrogative form of present perfect, suppose if we have sentence like she, okay, she had so was she has watched that web series. Now it's in affirmative form, okay? It's in which form? It's in affirmative form. First, let's make its negative. What will be its negative form? Negative will be she hasn't, okay, watched, she hasn't watched that web series. Now, what will be its affirmative? Interrogative. What will be its interrogative? Its interrogative will be has she not watched, or has she watched that web series? Has she watched that web series? Question mark. Yes or no? Answer could vary. Okay. Similarly, suppose if we have a sentence, they have shifted, they have shifted to, they have shifted to the new house. They have shifted to new house. Okay. So what will be its interrogative? Have they shifted to new house? Basically, if we talk about, okay, here, if we talk about what? If we talk about yes no question. Similarly, again, let's take one more example. Like he has won the lottery. Okay, he has won the lottery. What will be its interrogative? So its interrogative will be has he won the lottery? Has he won the lottery? So this is the thing, my dear students. So again, don't be confused. The structure of present perfect, affirmative structure is subject, then has or have, and then past participle of action verb. Okay. So now this is the structure. Okay. So my dear students, now before we sum up, before we conclude today's lecture, So let's have some practice. So here we have some of the statements. Now we have to fill the correct form of the given verb in bracket. When I was a child, when I was a child. See here, here the statement is talking about present or past. It's completely talking about something completely past. When I was a child, I swam. swam, swam. So it should be in past simple because the action or the statement is about past. When I was a child, I swam a lot. So far this week, study a lot. So see here, so far this week, it's talking about, okay, present thing. So far this week, we haven't, okay, so far this week, we haven't studied a lot, or we didn't study a lot. What will be its answer? So far this week, see here, so far this week we haven't studied a lot. We discussed that when we use far, so far this week, this month, we use present perfect. Okay, see here, if you have forgotten, okay, so far this week, this month, year, always use which tense? Always use present perfect tense. Got it? Clear? Okay, so let's come back to the practice. Okay, so now Theo very sick recently. Here, see here, recently. Now again remember, so we had discussed that when we use the word recently, yes or not, ever, never, which tense we use? Of course, we use present perfect. Theo means singular, so first we use auxiliary has, and then what is the past participle form of be? Of course, been. Verb 3 form of be is been. Theo has been very sick recently. I have a terrible headache yesterday. See here, yesterday. We discussed now when we have the words like yesterday, last. Which tense we use? Of course, you are right. We use past simple. So if we have to, so keep past simple or verb to of have. So what is the verb to form of have? Of course, had. So it will be I had a terrible headache yesterday. So now next, it rain a lot lately. Okay, so lately, recently. Now, so lately and recently, we discussed that when we have these kind of words, which so which tense we use? We use present perfect. So it has rained a lot lately. Now similarly, they get married 10 years ago. So now look at ago here. We have a word ago. So we discussed that when we have this word ago, yes or not? Last, which tense we use? We use past simple. So get should be changed into its verb to form. What is the verb to form of get? Of course, got, got. They got married 10 years ago. Similarly, now last one, I be to Balboa Park many times now. Many times. So the action that started in the past still has some relation with the present because the narrator or the speaker is still going there. So how to express this? Of course, we have to use here present perfect. I have been. I have been to Balboa Park many times. So now look here, be, and remember that be verb is considered as present verb. Its past is considered according to subject was or were, and then its past participle is considered as been. Got it? So I hope you have got the point, my dear students, and if you have got the point, please don't forget to share this video among your friends. Okay, so this is all about past simple and present perfect. Of course, again, let's rewind it quickly. We use past simple to express any action that is done, that is over, that is already finished, and that is about the past time. And when we have to express any action which started in the past but somehow that is connected to the present time, maybe like it has some impact at present, maybe like it still has something remaining to be completed, regarding that main action which already started in the past. So we use present perfect, and we use so verb to when in past simple, and we use has, have, and past participle in present perfect. So got it? I hope you are clear now. So आजको भिडियो तपाईहरुलाई मन पर्यो होला हो। सो यदि तपाईहरुलाई मन पर्यो भने यो भिडियोलाई चाहिँ शेयर गर्न नबिर्सनु होला, र च्यानलहरुमा के कस्तो छन् भनेर चाहिँ तपाईहरुको आफ्नो विशेषहरु र आफ्नो कुराहरु चाहिँ कमेन्ट सेक्सनमा राख्नु होला। र यतिको साथै चाहिँ अर्को भिडियोमा फेरि हामी भेट हुने छौं भनेर भन्दै चाहिँ म आजको यो भिडियोलाई आई एम गोइङ टु कन्क्लुड इट। ओके, सो हैव अ गुड डे।